Have you ever been browsing online when suddenly a loud alarm blares from your speakers? A pop-up message flashes, warning you that your computer is infected with a dangerous virus and you need to call a number immediately. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is the classic opening move of a modern tech support scam, and today we're going to pull back the curtain on how these scams work, who's behind them, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself. These scams have become incredibly sophisticated. They're no longer just simple pop-ups. Scammers now use search engine ads, fake websites that look just like real ones from major tech companies, and even social media messages to lure you in. They exploit our fear of losing our data, our photos, and our digital lives. They create a sense of extreme urgency, pressuring you to act without thinking. The message is always the same. Your device is compromised, your personal information is at risk, and only they can help you. Let me share a story about a viewer named Sarah. Sarah was working on an important project when her screen froze, and a message appeared with a well-known antivirus logo. It warned her of a Zeus Trojan infection and provided a toll-free number for immediate support. Panicked, she called. The person on the other end, who called himself David, sounded professional and reassuring. He had a calm, confident voice and used a lot of technical jargon that sounded legitimate. He guided her to a website to download a remote access tool, telling her it was necessary for him to diagnose the problem. Once he had control of her computer, the real deception began. David started showing Sarah a series of normal system files and logs, but he presented them as evidence of a massive infection. He'd point to harmless error messages and say, "See, your network firewall has been breached." He ran a simple command prompt script that looked impressive, but did nothing, claiming it was a deep system scan, revealing hundreds of threats. The whole time, he kept the pressure on, telling Sarah her banking information was actively being stolen. He created a theatrical performance designed to overwhelm and terrify her. The solution: a one-time, lifetime security package for $500. When Sarah hesitated, he became more insistent, warning her that her computer would be permanently locked and all her data would be lost if she didn't act now. Feeling trapped and out of her depth, Sarah gave him her credit card details. After the payment, David ran a fake cleanup tool, declared the computer 100% secure, and hung up. It wasn't until later that Sarah realized nothing was wrong with her computer in the first place. She had paid for a service she never needed, and worse, she had given a complete stranger access to her entire digital life. Sarah's story is heartbreakingly common. These scammers are master manipulators. They operate from large, organized call centers, often overseas. They undergo training not just in basic IT, but in psychological tactics. They learn how to build rapport, create fear, and handle objections. They follow scripts that have been tested and refined to be as effective as possible. For them, it's a numbers game. They make thousands of calls a day, and they only need a small percentage of people to fall for the scam to make a huge profit. It's a multi-billion-dollar illicit industry built on deception. So, how can you spot these scams before you become a victim? Let's break down the major red flags. First, and this is the most important one, legitimate companies like Microsoft, Apple, or Google will never, ever proactively contact you about a virus on your computer. They will not call you, send you an email, or show you a pop-up with a phone number to call. Any unsolicited contact like this is a huge red flag. Just hang up the phone or close the browser window. Second, be wary of any pop-up that locks your screen or browser and makes it difficult to close. These are designed to induce panic. Usually, you can get around them by using your keyboard's task manager. That's Control-Alt-Delete on Windows or Command-Option-Escape on a Mac. To close your web browser, you don't need to call the number on the screen. Third, a real technician will never ask you to pay for support using gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency. These are the preferred payment methods for scammers because they are untraceable and irreversible. If a support agent demands you go buy an Amazon or Google Play gift card to pay for their services, you are 100% dealing with a scam. Legitimate companies will use standard secure payment methods like credit cards through their official websites. Fourth, watch out for high-pressure sales tactics. If the person on the phone is trying to rush you into a decision, creating a sense of impending doom, or getting angry when you hesitate. It's a manipulation tactic. A real support professional will be patient and allow you to understand the situation. They won't threaten you. Finally, never grant a stranger remote access to your computer unless you're absolutely certain who you are talking to. If you initiated the contact through an official website or a phone number you found yourself, that's one thing. But if they contacted you out of the blue, giving them remote access is like handing them the keys to your house. Now that we know the red flags, let's talk about proactive protection. Your best defense is a good offense. First, keep your software updated. That includes your operating system, your web browser, and especially your antivirus software. Updates often contain patches for security vulnerabilities that scammers might try to exploit. Set them to update automatically so you don't have to think about it. Second, use a reputable antivirus and anti-malware program from a trusted brand. Make sure its real-time protection is turned on and run regular scans. This software is designed to detect and block malicious websites and files before they can cause a problem. Third, be smart about your browsing. Think before you click on links, especially in unsolicited emails or social media messages. If an ad or a search result looks suspicious, trust your gut. Scammers often create fake websites that look very similar to the real ones, so always double-check the URL in your browser's address bar to make sure it's the correct, official site. And what if the worst happens? What if you realize you've fallen for a scam? Don't panic, but act quickly. First, if you paid with a credit or debit card, call your bank or credit card company immediately. Report the fraudulent charge and ask them to reverse it. They may need to cancel your card to prevent further charges. If you paid with a gift card, contact the company that issued it right away. They might be able to freeze the funds, but unfortunately, recovery is rare. Next, disconnect your computer from the internet to prevent the scammer from having any more access. Then, run a full deep scan with your security software to find and remove any malware or remote access tools they might have installed. For peace of mind, it's a good idea to change all of your important passwords, especially for your email, banking, and social media accounts. Since the scammer had access to your computer, assume they could have installed a keylogger to capture everything you type. Finally, report the scam. In the US, you can report it to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. In other countries, look for your National Cybercrime Reporting Center. Reporting helps authorities track these scam networks and can help prevent others from becoming victims. The fight against tech support scams is ongoing, and the single most powerful tool we have is awareness. By understanding their tactics and knowing the red flags, we take away their power. They rely on our fear and our lack of knowledge. So please, share this information with your friends and family, especially those who might be less tech-savvy. Talk to your parents, your grandparents, and your neighbors. A simple conversation could save them hundreds of dollars and a lot of stress. Remember, your computer is not going to explode. A pop-up cannot see into your bank account. Take a deep breath, close the window, and if you're ever in doubt, reach out to a trusted friend or a local verified computer repair shop for a second opinion. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and stay informed. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on staying safe in our digital world. Drop a comment below if you've ever encountered one of these scams. Sharing your experience helps us all. See you in the next one. The